With race relations, is like I said, I definitely have a different view of this. Guys, it's so easy to describe. It's all just pigmented skin. It's just pigmented skin. But the racist movement was going to come out, and you're going to read, if you ever read any of their stuff, they're going to say, no, black people get sickle cell. Jews get Tay-Sachs. Upper Europeans are more prevalent to get Huntington disease. There's all these diseases that are more towards different races of people. So look, we are different. We don't belong together. Let's see what's the same that we have. Our women all carry babies to 9 months. That makes us different than every other animal in the world. We all learn how to walk within 6 months to a year. All of our babies. We don't get right up and start running like a fucking gazelle. And the thing is, there's two different people in this world, and please take this as a joke, but know that I come from a place, I've been married for long enough. There's two different people. There's people with penises, and there's people that are crazy. You know, women talk 4,000 times more in a week, 4,000 more words a week than men, in all nations, right? And then they even buy magazines about gossip and talk. Men only talk 1,000 times. They said if they put 5 Afghan women together, just together without no retribution, they would talk 4,000 times a week. And you put 4 or 5 Afghan men together and put them wherever they feel comfortable, they're still only going to talk. It's just not in our, that's what makes us that Y chromosome. You know? I mean, we are all born, you know this? We are all first conceived as a female. That's why we all have nipples. We all, and then finally, the male gene will kick in if you become a male. That's why we all have nipples. Like, God, we are so fucking human. But people just want to say, oh my God, we're so different because of Tay-Sachs. And because my skin color is different. Now, to break down the diseases is, the reason why we are more prevalent to getting certain diseases, it goes back to how much sun our skin lets in. So it comes from a part of the world our original ancestors come from, and their original diets, you know? My ancestors probably ate more fucking squirrel than an African person's ancestor. They fucking ate lions. We were fucking eating squirrels in the caves, you know what I mean? And then there's this thing of a race war. You'll always hear people talk. There's going to be this huge race war. And I'm going to tell you, there's never going to be a race war. It is impossible to be a legitimate race war ever again. There was once one war ever fought. It was a race war. A real legitimate race war. And it was 20,000 years ago in southern France, where the human species, the human race, beat out the Neanderthal race. Because we were smarter, quicker, faster, and we threw fucking spears, and they didn't know how to throw spears. They only knew how to fucking conk you on the head. So they couldn't catch the fucking squirrels. Right? So we beat them out. Any other race war is just people's egos, and the best way to divide us is, I mean, look at the fucking Tutsis. They were fucking killing each other because they believed that they were a different shade of black, and that the other one was a cockroach. How fucking ridiculous, right? So it's all just male, and it is mostly male, egos put on to say, we're fucking better than them. They might take what's mine, usually women, granted that's what most men will fight over, and he's a fucking cockroach. And it's just ego. It's all ego. There will never be a race war again. Unless aliens come down here and mate with our women, there will never be another race war. And I don't see that happen anytime soon. And I hope that they come down with hot women.
I think it's getting close to your car. If we can, if people want to meet Mr. Meeink, I just wanted to make sure that we wrap up soon.
I think he has a good question.
I just got one thing. It's confused me for a long time. I don't think about that much though. I did one semester in this school in Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
It was a real mix of races and stuff. I never really thought about it much, but I couldn't go to school for a week without hearing about a gang fight or two people of different races trying to beat each other down. We had this class field trip to like the Holocaust and Human Tolerance Museum in LA. And I went there. And I got there, and they have a tour guide, and they're giving us a tour. And it's a real diverse group. I mean, the school was pretty much cut 3 perfect ways. It was white people, Hispanic people, black people. And I get there, and they talk about, well, how are things where you guys come from? I hear it's a really diverse school and all these things. And everybody just says, no, we get along fine. We don't have any problems. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, of course we do. I can't go to school for 1 single week without police showing up or there being a lockdown because there's some racy stuff going on outside, and I don't know, are we like, I don't know what was going on there, because to me, I felt like there is a serious problem going on here, but everybody else I was with just said, no, we're fine. And is it like, this is a status quo thing, or are we trying to keep this a secret? I don't know.
You're trying to keep it a secret. A lot of schools, and that's what's good about you, a lot of schools won't have me come in because they don't want their school, they won't want the district to look and say, oh, that school must have a race problem. So it is. It's a big secret because there's federal funding involved, and tons of stuff goes into the image of a school. So I would definitely, and one of the last things before we go, and I've been talking since I got here, I've heard the same thing echoed again to me, is people here in Washington, or some of the people that are trying to teach diversity, keep saying, well, those townspeople, they just don't fucking get us. We're so not what they believe, and they all believe that we're, coming from, it's like from the black students, they just don't understand me. They don't understand us. So you're going to tell me that, and they're telling me that they stereotype them. So you're going to tell me you're going to stereotype the people because you think that they all stereotype you. I'm going to tell you right now, that's what keeps racism going, is that you're going to believe that they all think of you that same way. So, when you go about in your community now and on this campus, and you start hearing that, just know that you've got to stop that. Like, that's right there is what keeps racism going and going and going, is us and them. And where people will come to understand each other, and seriously is, if you get a bunch of guys together, and we talked about this earlier with girls, and I'm with all my guy friends, and I just got broken up with, and I'm heartbroken. And all my friends, and again, this is what guys really say, so don't give me, they'll be like, fuck that bitch. You know what I mean? Fuck her. Come out with us. Let's have fun. Don't worry about her. I'm not feeling it. But let one guy who's with us, and no matter what color you say, dude, I know what you're feeling. Me and my girl left meeting last week or last month. I know exactly. That's who I want to talk to. I'm going to relate to that guy. If I'm in a room full of people and I say, my mother's a drug addict, and none of you just get it, but some guy of a different color or whatever says, yeah, my mom didn't come home for days and times, and that's the guy I'm going to talk to because he can relate to me. That's all humans want. It's just time to relate, and God, it's just so much different between a conscience and guidance, and we're the only human beings on this earth that's got a conscience. That's no bullshit. We're the only ones. No other animal in this world has a real conscience. They have set memory on what to do in life. A great example is, and we're going to end with this, the March of the Penguins. You ever see that movie? The fathers, all the males go off, and it's 60 miles. They go out, and they fucking go eat food, and they come back with a little bit of food in their belly to throw out to the baby and to the mother, and then the mothers and they give them the eggs, and they put the eggs up inside them, and then all the mothers go, and they all go eat on the other side of the continent, and they all come. Not once did one of them go to the crack house and not come home. Not once did they go to the bar and not fucking bring food home for the kid. It's a natural instinct. See, humans, with the conscience that we've been given, is also a form of what our addiction comes from. A lot of people that are like I was, you have this, something's wrong with me. Something's absolutely wrong with me, and drugs helped me fix it for a while there. So, with that being said, we all have this God conscience, and again, the other thing is people will say, well, dogs have a conscience because I come in and my dog shit on the rug and it runs away with its tail between its legs as soon as it comes in and sees me because it's like, fuck, he's going to see that shit on the rug. I'm done. Fuck. But see, that's not a dog conscience. That's my conscience. Put on it, knowing I'm going to fucking put his nose in the shit and smack him and throw him outside. That's, not that I'm fucking animal abuse but, I do like Michael Vick. That's different from what a human conscience is about. So, and that's what makes us so different than any other species on this earth, and so the same, no matter what. And one of my friends was a white guy, did get fucking sickle cell anemia, and he thought it was the coolest fucking thing in the world. He just did. He thought he was so cool. He's like, I always knew I was black. Right? And he wasn't. He's not. And it was just the funniest thing. And so I remember that being, you're wrong. Not all black people, only black people get sickle cell anemia. All right, guys, I think we got to get going, but thank you all for having me here.
Thank you very much.